Hello, everyone. This is Eldor here with you today. Just another day where I do lots of calls and ask questions from people, from both from HVAC and plumbing companies. And I have come up with some reviews and experiences that I've gotten from people. And I've just made a list out here. Here's on my phone. I've recently had a conversation with a gas boiler specialist, and he just told everything that he knows about why heat pumps aren't a good thing for the UK, considering the environment, considering the weather, considering the part of the world where this country is located in. Considering everything, he just shared his own experiences that he has done and done. According to him, he has done many installations, heat pump installation basically, and recently he switched that and turned and moved away from that company because he was not finding any genuine interest by going ahead and installing heat pumps. And I'm going to share his experience with you, and I hope it's going to help you massively, because if you know about what people are saying, what kind of experiences people are having about their heat pumps in their properties, then it must be useful for you and useful for everybody. So let me just go through them one by one. So he says he has gotten this. Obviously, all these things I'm going to say are received from people who have installed heat pumps and shared their experience after a while, after 1 or 2 years, to this guy that I recently had a conversation with, right? So he says, and he's got all these reviews from his customers. Once you switch to heat pumps from boilers, electricity rates are going to be high. They're going to be over the roof. And that's what he says. That's all the customers that he has gone and installed heat pumps to say same thing. Once you switch to heat pumps from boilers, electricity rate is going to be high. And it's really, really bad according to them. And this is one of the reasons why most people wouldn't consider to go ahead and install heat pumps for their properties, because if heat pumps work on electricity, that means that your home has been running on electricity for a while, for a long time, and once you make the switch, it's going to be really heavy on your electricity transistors and everything, and it's going to be a whole lot of mess. And it's going to come like you see like a graph, right? Electricity rates, and then it's going to boom, and it gives a very bad experience for people. And the second review is that 90% of homes in the UK are old and have poor insulation. Now that's a good point, because obviously the kind of properties in the UK, most of them would not be suitable for the heat pumps, and that's just reality. And another one is when you have a gas boiler, the maximum Celsius that it reaches up to is 75 degrees, which is very, very good, even in the conditions that we have in the UK in winter. But for heat pumps, it's 45 degrees. The max that it gets with all the technological advancements that we can put in place, it reaches up to 45 degrees and no more. And that's one of the things that bothers people really, really heavily. And that's just one of the key factors that I would say that holds people back from going ahead and installing heat pumps. And those are just not good enough for the UK's weather. Those could be good for other European countries like Sweden and Norway and France, Germany. The list goes on and on. But in short, the point is UK's weather is not suitable for those heat pumps. That's what every installer out there I agree with. That I must say that say the same thing, that they're not gonna heat your house as good as they are supposed to. And according to him, one of the customers of me turns on the heat pump a day before they actually use it, because it takes a long time for them to reach a necessary level of temperature across the entire house. And it's a good point he made there, because yeah, if you have a heat pump and your house is big and you need to turn, if you need heat right, you need it as soon as possible. And the way you do it is you just turn it on a day before or several hours before you and then the heat actually started to kick in, and then your house is gonna be well heated. And it takes a long time compared to gas boilers. And here we're just comparing them with gas boilers. It's all good. It's definitely worth the waiting time, considering that it's renewable energy we are using. But compared to gas boilers, it takes a very long time for them to turn on, to function 100%, to fully be functional, and then heat the houses, heat the entire house. The other one is it will cost more to install heat pumps than boilers, and a lot of work is required as well. And it's obvious thing that it requires, obviously, you need to replace the gas boilers first of all, if it's needed to be done so. It will cost more. Yep, sure, it's obvious thing. And I asked him this question at the end. When asked, why don't you have any intention of capitalizing on this heat pump opportunity? The answer was, money is not important for me. I care about the product. And that's just a genuine review I've just heard from somebody recently too. If the product isn't good, then how come you have the motivation to go and do more of these jobs in the future? Because you know this deep in your heart that you're not doing a good job, you're actually lying to people. And most of the time, what most specialists do, this heat pump installers, what they do is they go to the property and they assess the property, and they see if installing heat pumps is suitable or not for that property. And what they do is to just kind of get a quick cash. They're just going to say, yeah, it's good, we can do this, even though the property is not right, is not well insulated, and for many other factors, the property could not be well matched, could not be well matched to install heat pumps, but they still do because they want to make quick cash. And that's what he disagrees with, because he can't. It turns out he can't not really deal with it, and that's the obvious factor that we can consider. And also, having done several installations in the past, he gets a lot of phone calls from customers, a lot of visit backs to properties. And that's obvious thing, because once you install them, and once you install heat pumps, you only have to be receiving like positive experiences back from your customers that you previously went to. And how can you logically like continue to do business when you know that you haven't done a good job, and then you're receiving a lot of calls after several months from customers saying that when they turn on, it takes a long time to actually for the heat pumps to actually heat the house and everything. And that's not actually a good way to do business if you think that the product isn't there yet. And the last review was the last thing that we talked about was he took several courses when he was learning how to fit heat pumps, right? And his tutor used to say, according to him, this country is not ready for heat pumps. And his tutor, if it means that his tutor said that, then this must be something that people really need to consider. The kind of people who are about to switch to heat pump industry really need to consider, because if the country is not ready for that, even though the government is on your side and everything, but if the country is not ready for that, like technically, then you can't really go and keep doing business, because you know that you're not providing genuine value for people. And that's one of the things that you have to avoid in life, in all other realms of your life, whether it be professional and personal. And now I've talked about what kind of experiences that he has got from his customers and the conversation we had. Obviously, I just wanted to share this with you because I do think that's very, very useful, very, very beneficial to hear about this kind of honest, genuine customer feedback. Now, what I want to say is, what I mentioned earlier in this video, was that he's obviously a gas boiler specialist. That means that if we take this industry as a whole, right? This heat pump and gas boilers, these are just subsections of a large plumbing and HVAC industry, right? And in business, in wars, what you usually do and what you expect your enemies to do is just come up with every sort of disadvantage that you guys have. And one of the experts also used to say, if you want to learn about your disadvantages and drawbacks, ask your enemy about them, and your enemy is going to tell you about them. So that's just what it is. And this guy that I had a conversation, he was also against heat pumps. And at the end I asked, so why don't you just go ahead and switch your business to that? Why did you leave that business model and everything? And his experience, what he said made sense, obviously. But at the same time, you need to consider that I don't know what really happened in between when he was making the switch. I don't know what was going on. It could be for several factors, but he didn't want to share that with me. But in general, heat pumps are a good thing, and I'll tell you the reason why. Fortunate for me, I've also had the privilege to have a conversation with people who are experts at installing heat pumps and who are killing the market. And according to them, what they usually say, every one of them, is as long as you have a good team of experts who are good at installing, who are good at doing the designs and everything, then you don't have to worry about the product. Because if you think that government made a decision back in 2023 to push all these incentives and to push these schemes and everything, then why don't you think that it's going to be something that is going to work? If the government made that decision, then you just need to be following what's already planned ahead. Government's objective, as you know, is to increase the number of heat pump sales, heat pump jobs by 600,000 each year by 2028. And that just shows that there's a massive opportunity out there. And if you're not taking any action, then I would say you're just like one of these guys. You just had a few bad experiences because the actual job was not done with quality. And that's just my honest opinion about this. And if you're watching this video, then just do your quick research on us. And if you want to get for your company, for your business, more jobs and more installations, then we are here to help you with that. That's our job. That's what we specialize in. The only reason why I even care about this industry and what's happening in and out of this industry is because the way I benefit from this is by helping you guys get more jobs and installations. And if I can do that, I'll win. That means that if you win, we win. So if you've made this video so far, then thank you very much. Yep, we will see you in the next video. Thank you.